Welcome back to Cooking with Goog again. And here we are at a nice fine specialty tonight, grilled flank steak. What do you say? We all cook steak. Yeah, but did you throw it right on the coals? Directly on the coals, like old Ike Eisenhower used to do? The archives in the Eisenhower Presidential Library state that he loved cooking 3-inch steaks right on the coals, and he was famous for that. So we're not going to do a 3-incher today, but what we're going to do, I'm going to show you how this is marinated most of the day. Salt and pepper, flank steak, usually a tough cut, but when we get done with it, it's going to be beautiful. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to throw it right on the coals, and you know what? You're gonna love it. Okay, and we use a pair of long tongs on this one so that you don't. And look at that nice piece of flank steak right on the coals. We've closed the lid on the big green egg, just because that's usually the way you like to cook with it. Keeps all of the heat and the moisture all within. But we've got the top completely off. We've got the air open on the bottom, so it's coming completely through. And right now we're at about 400 or 500 degrees. So we're gonna get it up there. So we got about another 2 minutes on this side. We're going to turn it and char the other side and cook it, and then I'm going to show you little tricks going to make it nice and moist. So stay with us. Big green egg edition, Cooking with Goog. You're going to love it. So we've just turned it over after a 4 minutes on the one side, and we're going to let it cook on the other. I got to tell you something. You know, I wasn't always a YouTube interweb chef, and in my past life as a ship pilot and a volunteer fireman in the state of Maryland and Baltimore County, you know, I was surrounded by many, many great people. You know, when you're in a situation of moving 1,000-foot ships, or in a raging fire or a rescue or something like that, you've got to work with a team, and a team that works together against all odds, and sometimes with your own safety at risk. So if I take a minute, as I always do after every video about our fire and police, but I never say much about the Port. The Port of Baltimore, #1. And in the many, many years, days and nights that we've moved ships in all conditions, and I mean, we've done some tricks. And I want to thank all the guys that I work together with, because without, and girls, without their professionalism, without their hard work, without them sticking with me when we got in some hard places. And I tell you what, baby, you can get in some tight places. I want to thank the tug captains, the mates, the guys on the boats, everybody. You know, from the dispatchers, my dispatchers, the drivers, everybody, my fellow pilots. Hey, the Port of Baltimore works, and it works great because of the team we have. And I'm gonna tell you, we had a great team. I miss being out there with you guys and girls. We've had some pretty crazy days and nights, and it's been very, very satisfying. So I want to take this time of this few minutes that we're burning the steak now to thank you. To thank you for everything you've done to help me, our great port, our great state, and to just make life good. You know, we're all out there we're all out there just making a living, but we had a hell of a good time, and we sure did things awesome. So thank you again. I'll always love you from the bottom of my heart. So let's get back to cooking, okay? Cooking we go. So here we are, we're gonna pull our meat off. Now what you wanna put it in is a double layer aluminum foil, thick layer of aluminum foil. So we're gonna do that with our long tongs, and boy, that heat's hot. Shake it off. Now we wrap that baby up in aluminum foil. I got some mushrooms and peppers in here with some compound butter with rosemary and stuff and a little bit of olive oil. We're just gonna throw it in here. Close it and actually shut it down. And while we're shutting down a big green egg and the temperature slowly reduces, we'll cook that to add with our steak. So here we are, we got our steak, and we're gonna let it rest as we do all steaks. Let it rest, and I'm gonna go put some broccoli on, finish our baked potato, and we're gonna have a nice meal, and you're gonna love it. All right. Steak, look at that juice. Look at that au jus. Oh my God, awesome. Look at that. Look at that. Ah. Mmm. Look at that. Nice and juicy. And you're gonna love it.